Hello, and welcome to My Dog Barking. Two guys and Jesus.
That's right.
Two bald guys.
Two bald guys
and Jesus.
Where Christ is king.
And hair doesn't matter.
Amen.
We got on the first try that time.
Did.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
Oh, COVID.
Oh,
space.
Code. Yeah, there you go.
Welcome back. This is our installment. I can't edit in a sound, so we'll take a guess. I think a fourth?
No, it's more than fifth. I want to say fifth or sixth.
Fifth or sixth. Sixth. Of Two Bald Guys and Jesus. We're 2BG&J.
2BG. It sounds like a sandwich.
2BG&J.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we got water today, so.
Because it's hot and we need it.
It was.
So church in the park.
It was awesome today.
Wasn't that great?
It was. It's going to be on. I'm going to make sure that I post that before I post this. So
that'd be cool. That'd be good.
That would be weird to talk about something that you can't see yet.
True. That homie.
You know.
Yeah.
I had a joke there, but.
Did you?
So hot and tired, I can't.
just didn't get it.
No.
Just didn't. Yeah.
So.
Well, I called you homie, so I'm not all together there either. You know. It's all good.
I'm just telling you, when you started preaching, I was in the shade.
Yeah.
And when you got done preaching, I might not have been in. You were in the sun the whole time. I was in the sun the whole time. Yeah.
I had to keep my hat on.
You did. It was a great message. It was great. So, church in the park.
Yep.
By the way, there's only one park in Solomon.
And it's big.
It's a big
And you can't
park.
miss it.
Well, I did. I hate to say that.
Well.
I drove around it a couple times.
Did you really?
I did. It's not bad.
Why?
Because I went straight down, like past the bar, and then
So you're expecting it to be like downtown?
Yeah, like downtown. Yeah, it's not downtown.
Okay.
So,
No.
but it was really good. We had a lot of visitors.
There was, yeah.
And let me tell you, share, tweet, post, like, all this stuff. Invite people. We're not in the park next week.
Correct.
I want to go back to the park.
Yeah, just because it was so awesome.
It was awesome.
Yeah. God was really moving. I mean, the Holy Spirit was there.
It was.
From before, from the minute we got there till after everybody left, you could tell God was reigning on that spot.
Yeah.
And he was making himself known.
Yeah.
Very plainly.
It was a very less of us, more of him. I love. We had the opportunity to bless someone there that was going through a trial. And then, we're setting the air conditioner off. You probably can hear us, so maybe you'll say, what's that noise? That might be the air conditioner. We didn't do an audio test, so.
That's okay. If it sounds fuzzy, it's all good.
The fuzz
that's just normally how I sound, so.
Yeah. So, but it was great. We got to bless people. Some time, great songs. Like, we didn't have any live music, but God was alive. And we got to worship him, and that was awesome. And then, brother, God spoke through you. A great message. Wrestling through Romans.
Yeah.
Ooh, Wrestling through Romans.
that's probably like the perfect title for
Wrestling through Romans.
Yeah.
And you got real far, like 18 verses.
Yeah.
You were going to try for 3 chapters?
Yeah, that's what I was shooting for. And, hopefully I was hoping to get through maybe like 2.
Okay.
But I wasn't sure because I just, I wanted God to stop me where I needed to stop, you know. And we got to verse 18.
No, it was wonderful. I love the message. I love the clarifier. God called Paul. God has called us. He started that off. Again, go and listen to the sermon. I was thinking, as I was reading, I noticed that he started his title not the way I would have. Mm-hmm. I'm an apostle. I would say, yo, Apostle Robert in the house. That's my version, right? That's First Opinions, chapter 3.
What would that be in King James version?
Thyneth homie is here. I don't know. First, thou shalt kneel at the foot of the Apostle Robert. I don't know. But he starts as Paul, a servant of Christ.
Right. Well, and that servant, and I didn't even go there, but that servant, it's not a slave, like we think of it today. It's having that broken heart and knowing that Christ is the only, right?
Amen.
And that servanthood that he was talking about is a bond of two people that that through the love that they have for each other, this specifically for Christ's love to us, that's a bond that cannot be broken, it says, until death. And I don't remember the Greek word for it, but that's what it was after. That's what that verse was talking about, that type of love. So it's a love out of, I don't have a choice. I see what Christ has done for me, and now I don't have a choice. I've got to do this.
Yeah.
So there's this emptying of himself and a realization of who Christ was in him.
And that's verse 1. That's not even verse 1. That is like the first 3 words.
Yeah,
of
that's like
verse
1A.
Yeah, 1A. I love that. So I was thinking over that, and there's so many things to say. What I love about what you did today, and what I want you to, guys, I'm serious, go back, pause this, go back and listen, because the point of what Brett did so beautifully is this idea of saying, now you go and read it for yourself, right? Go and ask God to show you what's on your heart. I'll be sharing next week, man. I've preached out of the book of John, chapter 1, a ton of times, right? And then literally God showed me something that I've read over and skipped. Like I tell you, it's crazy. But that's what you ask God to do, is say, God, those are the first 3 words. Paul, a servant of Christ. 4, right? Paul, a servant of Christ. 5.
Yeah.
So
California 4.
Yeah, California 4. Yeah. But the first 5 words is the message of the gospel, in the sense of you've been redeemed and you're no longer a slave to sin, but a servant of God. And then it's just one layer after another. Called.
Oh, called. Oh my gosh.
Man, you nailed the beautiful thought about that God knew you even before you even knew you knew. And that's just, what a message.
And that was out of Psalms 118 or 140. I read it a few weeks ago for you.
It was beautiful.
Yeah, and it's
Psalms 1. That one's 118 then.
118.
Yeah,
okay.
It's 118.
Okay.
Yeah. So no, it's a beautiful message. So thank you, brother. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Can't wait. We're picking up at 18 in 2 weeks. Is it 18? I think you got through 18.
I think so. So 19-ish.
19B.
Yeah.
So did you know that the numbers aren't in the Bible?
Really?
Yeah, they're not. It's just a letter. So how often? That's again why I love what you did, brother. How do you read I was in Scotland. My wife would send me a letter. It wasn't a girlfriend, just my friend. Now my wife. Okay. Sent a letter, and you know what I didn't do? I didn't read the first line and the 12th line and then the last line and said, okay, I read the letter.
Right.
I started from the beginning and read it all the way through. And you're teaching through it. You're teaching the love letter of God through the Spirit, translated into Paul and in our hands. Right. It's God's love letter to you, me, and everyone else.
Yeah, and my feelings on that is I want to read that whole thing. I want to see what God has for me in that entirety. Not just in little verses. I mean, he talks to us in these verses.
Oh, yeah.
But reading that entirety of his word, I love that. So my desire in this whole teaching is that people will get excited about what God is showing through me, and that they're going to want to, as individuals, as his children, dig into that and start reading that whole thing.
Amen.
Because sometimes it's hard to fully understand what this verse is saying, right? So we have to put it in context. So coming back to verse 1, hey, let's read down to verse 18 and let's see what that says. Put it into context,
Amen. Well, that's, I think, the power of what it is. And we're going to try something different today for this week. We're trying it because I just saw Ivy look at her watch, and I know that's 10 minutes. And we're going to do something. So I want to talk, this is kind of the pre-show. Okay. This is the pre-show.
Okay.
Then there's the show.
So this is like the warm-up.
This is the warm-up. Talk about what we've been doing, what we did today.
Okay.
And then we're gonna do the show.
Right.
And then we'll do the post-show. Right.
Okay.
So that's the message for the show.
Okay.
Right. God was at work, spoke through you strongly, brother. We had visitors who we got to speak into. We were praying with them. We were just talking. So we get together at 9:30. If you want to come even earlier, we're at some point we're just gonna have everyone show up at 8:30 and moving everything.
That's part of the body, right?
But we showed it when people showed up at 9:30 and we prayed with them, and God was speaking. God was there. It was a beautiful thing. And then we got to spend and be blessed by some people. So wanted to tell you, thanks for coming. Zoom in, listen, and participate. Get in your Bible. Read Romans. Chapter 1, the next part, and probably into chapter 2 someday.
Yeah.
Solid chapter 3 by Christmas.
Maybe.
Maybe. We'll be back in the park by then.
Yeah,
so.
we're probably looking at about 36 weeks.
There you go.
That's kind of what I'm shooting for.
That's
so we'll see.
And every other week. So we'll be there next year.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see you in the park next year. So. But we love you guys. Thank you so much. No, you don't got to stop it. This is full technology. Watch, all right? Yeah. So that's it from Two Bald Guys and Jesus, where
Christ is King.
And hair doesn't matter.
There you go.
Bye.
See you guys.